Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ty Monet, and as you can tell by the title of this video, I am going to show you guys how to achieve some bomb low manipulation heatless curls. But first, let's do a little length check. So I'm starting this hairstyle out on freshly washed hair. My hair is very damp and I am going to be doing this in sections, so I'm just putting my hair up. And I got these little curl formers, or they're curl former dupes off of Amazon. I'll put the link in the description below. So the set that I picked up were 40 pieces, and the length is for hair that is a maximum of 22 inches long. And you'll see later on in the video that these didn't actually fit my hair, so I didn't find any that were longer, so this is just what I went with. I worked with it, y'all, so it is what it is. So if your hair is any shorter than 22 inches, you're good to use these or a shorter length. And I'm looking at them because I'm trying to figure out which way I want to put them in my hair. So each color represents a different direction that the curl will be going. So I'm kind of looking at them and I'm like, which way do I want the curl to go? So after doing some math, y'all, some trigonometry and some calculus, I figured out how I wanted them to go. So as you can see, I'm using the Mielle Organics Hawaiian Ginger hair butter, and this is the small section that I'm going to work with at first. I start by re-dampening my hair, or re-wetting it because it's just damp, and then I am gonna go in and put the rest of my products in. I'm also using the Hawaiian Ginger gel, and I am going to detangle my hair so that when I pull my hair through the mesh netting of the curl former, it's not like knotted up or anything, and it's going to be a nice and smooth curl that's formed instead of having like my little waves throughout the curl. Here is the wand attachment that comes with the curl formers, and all you have to do is slide that attachment through the mesh curl former. You just slide it right on the inside, push it all the way down. Then you're going to grab a small section and place that hook as close as you can to your scalp, and then pull the hair through. Sorry, I lost the clip on that first one, but I'll show you guys how to do it again. So I'm taking the hook, putting it through the mesh curl former, and I'm taking the hook part and I am twisting my hair just so that I can get it real taut. And I am placing that hook as close as I can to my scalp. And then I'm going to pull that attachment, that blue attachment, all the way through the mesh curl former, and it'll curl back up on its own, and all of your hair should be all throughout. And as you guys can see, my hair was too long, so it stuck out the bottom of it. And that's what you'll see me the whole entire time. You'll see me pulling my hair throughout the curl former and trying to figure out how to make sure that some of it isn't left behind, which it was, but it still worked out for me. So again, I'm pulling that attachment all the way through. Your hair will just come all the way down that curl former, and it'll curl up into this nice little curly Q. And like I said, I have hair left out. So unfortunately, because my hair was a little longer than these curl formers, you'll see me readjusting the curl former where I'm just pulling it loose and I'm trying to make sure that as much of my hair as possible comes throughout the curl former. And I'm pulling it down my hair a little bit. So unfortunately, as you can see right here, a lot of my root is left out. And that's just because I didn't want the bottom of my curl to be like my actual curl pattern. I wanted it to kind of match the whole way through. And I figured that some of my other hair would cover my scalp, so I thought that it would be okay. You guys can tell me at the end if you thought that it was okay or not. And I will say that if you're taking too large of a section, it is much harder to pull through this mesh curl former. You can see that I struggle on some of them, and that's just because the section was a little bit too big, and that's all the hair that I left out, unfortunately. And again, because my hair is left out at the bottom of the curl former, I'm just stretching it out and pulling it down a little bit so that the curl former actually grabs the ends of my hair as well. You'll see me doing that many times throughout this video. So towards the top of my head, I have started using the orange curl formers, and that's because I just want the hair in the front of my face to be curled away from my face. So if I wanted the curls to be curled towards my face, I would have just used the pink ones, but I will use the orange ones on the top of my hair on both sides so that each side is curled away from my face. Here's a view of the top of my head and how much of my roots were left out, unfortunately. That side probably took like 15 minutes, so we'll start on the other side. And we're going to, again, work in sections, and I am going to go ahead and put my product in my hair. I'm gonna wet it, I am going to detangle it, and you guys know the deal now, so I'm gonna go ahead and speed the video up. And for some reason, this last little section, my last little part, was giving me such a hard time. And I don't think it was that thick, so I'm not sure what it was, but I just kept going until I got it. And so if you do get stuck on it, just push the little attachment back through the mesh, like push it back through the top so that your hair can be released. It won't snag. None of my hair came out. I looked at the little hook just to make sure my hair wasn't getting pulled out. And yeah, I just retwisted it and pulled it through. So now we are all done. This is how much of my roots are left out. So ridiculous. But that probably took me about 30 minutes once I got the swing of things. And right here, I am just putting some more of my styling gel on the top of my head so that my hair can lay down. I wouldn't need to do this if the little curl formers were long enough. But at this point, I am done, and I'll be honest with you guys. I should have sat underneath a dryer. I think it was like 12 or 1 in the morning at this point, so I didn't want to spend any time sitting under the dryer. But at this point, I was tired, so I did end up going to sleep with these in my head. You know how we do. You prop your head up on your hand. You don't really lay down all the way on your head, so that's what I did. And the next day, this is actually the next night, my hair was mostly dry. I'm not gonna lie, it was not 100% dry. If I would have sat my tail under the dryer, it would have been good. And this is how I'm taking them out, you guys. I am just pinching the very top right there, and I am pulling it down, and it just releases. It's pretty easy. It doesn't snag or anything. Right here, my curl just came out a little wonky, so I'm trying to figure out which way the curl goes so it's all uniform. And do you see how nice and bouncy this curl is? I thought it was so cute. It was so nice and bouncy. Look at that curl definition and look at the shine. And if the curl comes out wonky once you take it out, just twist it until you figure out which way it's supposed to go. Once I figured it out, y'all, look how excited I was. I was so excited. So this is where we ran into a problem, and I realized my hair was not 100% dry. So again, I recommend that you guys, if you have a dryer, a hooded dryer, sit under it. If you don't, I'm sure a blow dryer will be just fine, or leaving these in until your hair is completely dry for the best results. Like if you don't have anywhere to go all weekend and you can sit inside, go and leave these in for 2 or 3 days, honey. I mean, however long you can leave them in, I would, so that my curl is formed and defined. I just didn't have that time. My daughter wanted to go out to eat, so I'm hurrying up and taking these out. And I'm just so excited about the bounce that I see, the shine that I see. I can't believe that these do such a great job at forming these curls and making your hair look like it's straight, basically. And speaking of my daughter, here she comes. She wanted to do the first one of these, but I had already started without her. And I'm trying to explain to her, like, hey, this is how you have to do it. And then she just starts trying to snatch me bald, y'all. So I'm like, hey, just pull it down and, you know, gently pull it out. And I guess she got the hang of it and she did one, and she didn't snatch me bald, y'all. So she did. I'm so dramatic. She did a couple and then she got tired of me telling her what to do. So she left. And this little piece right here, y'all, it was probably like 70% dry. Like, it was so damp and it just didn't turn out right, but I think the rest of them did. So I just have a few more that I'm finishing up, and I'm getting really excited, except for this, again, another one that was not dry, but I know better for next time. I was really just thirsty to take these out, and like I said, she wanted to go somewhere, so we're finishing up. We just have 2 more to go, now 1 more to go, and this is how they turned out. Unfortunately, like I said, this side just didn't dry as well as the other side. They were both a little damp, but for whatever reason, that side just didn't dry well. And I'm so excited, y'all. I think that it looks so good. Look how bouncy those curls are. I cannot believe they were this bouncy. I had forgotten how good they looked. And I'm just using some of the OGX biotin and collagen weightless oil just to give these a little more shine. And it smells really good, by the way, y'all. So this is the finished product, and I'm just trying to figure out how I want to style my hair. I thought about separating them, and then I was like, no, let them sit for a little longer. And so I decided to just leave them unseparated. I'm putting it to the side, like, how does it look like this? Obviously it did not look good, but I just want to see how I want to wear these out, because I'm trying to really cover my roots because they're so fluffy. Then I thought about putting it in a ponytail. I thought about putting it up in a little claw clip. I just couldn't figure out what to do, and I settled on just putting the front of my hair behind my ear, just so that my hair didn't look too big. And I will say that when I first went natural, this was my go-to style because it is a low manipulation style. You do not have to put heat on your hair. You can keep this style for a week and you won't have to do much to it at all, which is going to be a key component for hair growth. You guys let me know down below in the comments if you've ever tried this style or if you would ever consider trying it. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that like button and consider subscribing to my channel if you want more content. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.